Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. So today we'll be continuing my series about Office 365 or Microsoft 365 admin interview questions. So now what we have in Microsoft 365 is there are multiple tools and multiple features which are part of Office 365 like Exchange, Identity, SharePoint, Teams, and much more. Okay. So we'll be concentrating on SharePoint. What I've done is I've written an article for you guys. So feel free to go through this interview questions and try to understand more about it. Okay, like what is Microsoft Office 365 SharePoint Online? What is the difference between SharePoint on-premises and online? So if you are not aware, there was a SharePoint on-premises version as well, which you could install on your Windows servers and use it. Okay, so the first version of that was STS 2001, and then a very well-known version was SPS 2013, SharePoint Server 2003. Sorry, SPS 2003. Then we had 2007, 2013, and so on. Okay, 2013, 2010, 2007. Okay. Then we have something that's called as what are SharePoint add-ins. Add-ins is a self-contained apps, okay, where you can do your own customization or look and feel things. Not just look and feel, but actually functionalities. So I don't want to go too much in detail onto these, but I would want you to go as on this particular questions. What responsibilities does a SharePoint administrator have? They have to manage storage, access permissions, backup, security, user support. Okay. Now I'm going to explain in 10 minutes upon what as a SharePoint administrator you would be mainly doing and how you would be doing that stuff. So how do we access SharePoint Admin Center? First of all, you access the office.com. You come to office.com and you click on left hand side admin. Okay. Once you're in the admin, you can click on show all at the bottom of the screen. And then you click the SharePoint option on the left hand side. Once the SharePoint option is selected, what you see is a new screen. This screen is nothing but SharePoint Admin Center. Okay. Now, once you're in this SharePoint Admin Center, most of the time you might be spending your time on this active sites section on this particular screen. What is there on this screen is we see number of sites, the SharePoint sites which are created. How do you create a SharePoint site? You might be asked to create a lot of SharePoint sites. So there are two main kind of sites. First is Team site. Second is communication site. Then we also have something which is browse more site and syntax content site. These are other templates which are available like Team site, document center, which SharePoint Enterprise Wiki, publishing portal, content center. Okay. Now, something which you can earn a little points during your interview is you can talk about more templates. When you go to more templates, a new window would come up. Okay. And in this new window, you would have a lot more templates which you can use as part of your SharePoint administration. So you see developer site, project site, community site. In the enterprise, you see a lot other options. Okay, it's not loading. Yeah, it's loaded now. Enterprise, we see e-discovery, we see record center, we see enterprise search center. So I don't want to go and explaining all this, but just earn an extra point by saying, yeah, these templates are also available. They are actually 2007 SharePoint version experience. Okay. And from here you can create it. You can just enter the details and click OK at the bottom. But we are going to create a team site. These are the two basic sites which are available, which are modern sites and which have the more advanced features on it. Okay, we're going to select team site. Then it's going to share with me what are the basic templates which are available for teams. I can select either of these. I can select the standard teams or I can select any kind of other team templates. From your organization is if I've created this organization template, I can use from here. Okay. But let's say I want to use the existing Teams template and let's say I want to create an IT help desk site. Okay. So what an IT help desk site will have list, additional pages and other things. So I can even preview if I want to, but I'm not going to waste too much time over there. I'm just going to say use this template. what name it should be. It should be IT free support. Okay, and I'm gonna give it a name, IT free support demo, and IT free support demo site created by Inder, that's me. Okay, and it's gonna say who's the group owner. I say the admin is going to be the group owner because it's going to create a group for it. Okay, and I hit next, and then it's gonna ask me the privacy settings, like anyone can join this. No, I would want it to be private. Only people I want access should be able to access it. Language is English. I can select a lot of other languages which are available, but I would select English for now and select create site. It'll ask me to add members to it. I can make sure Alan and Alex are added as members of this particular site. Okay, it's applying the templates. It's going to take some time to apply the template, and then it's gonna have this site ready for me. Meanwhile, it's gonna allow me to add members and do settings. Okay, so we hit finish and we are nearly done, and I think the site is created. It was very fast created. So if I remember in past I had this as a problem that, or we had a problem that it would take a lot of time for us to have this site created because it's creating the pages, the list and libraries. But then Microsoft introduced a feature which is copy paste feature, where it copies the content and just paste it to the new one. Okay, now if you notice that there are 3 different sites which are created. One is IT free support Teams site, and it has a Teams logo. So this was actually created during Teams. Then we have IT free support demo, and this is again the Teams site which I created, and the one that I created now is IT free support demo site. Okay, this is what I created, and this is not connected to Teams at all. If you see, there's no Teams icon next to it. Okay, so over here I come and I am now able to see the site created. This is something which you would be asked as a SharePoint administrator. Now if I go over here, and on the right hand side I have a settings icon. I click on that gear icon, that's a settings icons, and then I see site permissions. Trick question would be, how many kinds of SharePoint or how many groups are created when a SharePoint site is created? So by default there are 3 groups created: SharePoint site owners, site members and site visitors. These are the 3 groups created, or 3 permission levels that are available by default. But if you want to earn an extra point, there is one more group which is created, which can be accessed from admin center. So if you come to admin and you click on members, you see we have owners, we have members, we have site admins, we have site owners, site members and visitors. Okay, generally owners is something that you are able to see. Site admins, you don't see it. Like the site admins is a lot different, site owners is different, site members is separate, site visitors. So you see there are a lot other groups which are created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 group created. Whereas normally people get confused and they talk about site owners, site members and site visitors. But as you can see over here, I have more than 3 permissions which are created by default. Okay, then this is a general site where we have the basic information. We have the email address of that particular site. We have other information like what is the group, who created it. Then we have the hub site association. Hub site is nothing but it's a place where, or it's an association of multiple sites, that if you want to see the URL and I want to edit the URL, this feature was not there previously. Now this feature has come up, but yeah, it was not there for a huge amount, like for a lot of time. This feature of renaming the URL was not available. A lot of people, there was a lot of requests that came in to have this done, and we finally have that feature. Okay, now there's another feature that people have been requesting, to change this domain name, and we can even do that if needed. Okay, then we have the site name, description, domain. site template that was used. Then we have some activity, basic activity related details. Then we have membership, as I said already, the groups, and then we have something which is called as settings. Settings is where you would be spending some time. Like I've said, privacy, the privacy should be private or public. Now, who can access the files? Now, it can be new and existing guest or not. Like people who are guests should be able to access or not if shared the content with them. Or it can be only existing guests in the organization, or only people in this organization can access this site. This is one very common setting, okay, for sharing that you would be asked for. Then send email to teams, and all this is not very much asked, so I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna talk more about it. Okay, so you'll spend a lot of time with this, with editing it. Okay, giving membership, talking about membership. Hub is not something that you would be spending too much of time, or you would not be asked much. But yeah, hub is creating. You have to first register a hub, and then you have to associate other sites to this hub, and then it becomes a collection of all the sites. Okay, then we have something that's called as sharing. This is the same feature we have discussed, that who can access site, or who can access the content of this site. Only people in the organization, guest, new guest, existing guest, and all. And then we have option to delete. Okay, so this is on a very top level. You'd be spending most of your time over here. Okay, you would have to understand what is the size of it as well, something very important. Now, if a site is deleted, you would see it in the deleted sites. I would not want you to go with sharing and access controls or making any modification over here with content services or content type galleries. If you're doing a migration, which means that you are moving content from your local machine to SharePoint, then you go over here in the migration, you say get started, and you will have to download this agent and connect the agent and perform this migration action. Okay, I'll try to create a new video on its own on how the migration works in SharePoint. Okay, there are multiple migration. You can migrate from Box, you can migrate from Google Workspace, you can migrate from Teams. Teams migration is actually SharePoint used to have something that was called as Team, and now that Team is a new Team which is available, and you can migrate your content from the classic stream to the new stream. Okay, and we have few more options for migration. We have Dropbox migration, and then we want to migrate from 2010, 2013 or 2016 on-premises version of SharePoint. That also you can do. For that, you have to download this migration tool. Okay. We have some reports. We have more features. I would not want you to go to this more features too much, but yeah, there's Team Store, user profiles, search, apps. Apps is the customized options or the custom apps which are available inside of Teams or inside of SharePoint, which we can use. BCS, secure store, record management, info, path, and hybrid picker. Okay, and then we also have classic site admin page, which is now removed, no more available. Okay, we have something that's called as advanced management. I've already created a video on it. Please go through the video if needed. But you might be asked mostly upon all these features which I just discussed with you. Okay, and maybe how to do permissions, how to give permissions, how to remove permissions. What is a document library? Document library might be asked. Document library is nothing but a place where you can upload all your documents and share this document with individuals. Then we also have something that's called as list. So there are two types of places where you can store your content. The first is document library. So you see these icons, these are all document libraries that are available. Normally people use documents, and then these icons are list. You can see over here as a list, and the list is where you mention your you have textual information. You have more of textual information, but in documents you have more often documents, not textual information. Okay. And you have grid view, you can share, you can export all this content, you can have an Power Automate, you can integrate with other apps like Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Apps. You can always integrate your whole SharePoint with these apps. There are much more options and integrations over there. Okay. Then we have Alert Me. Alert Me is where you can alert yourself or your team members about any ticket newly created or any item newly created or any document newly created or modified. Like if I select Alert Me, you can see what options do I have. I have an option of whether all the changes, new item created, existing item modify, or an item deleted. Okay. So all these options, you want a notification immediately, daily, weekly, all these options are available. So that's a very quick overview about what a team's SharePoint site is and SharePoint site administration. One quick thing I would like to cover is recycle bin. When an item is deleted by a user, it goes in the recycle bin. But if you are a SharePoint administrator, this information is in this recycle bin is for 30 days. After 30 days, it moves to second stage recycle bin. Second stage recycle bin, it remains there for another 30 days. And second stage recycle bin is only available to site collection administrators. Okay, not a normal user. Recycle bin is available for normal user, but second stage recycle bin is only available for your SharePoint administrators. Okay. So if you have any other queries, any concerns, this was 10 minutes upon SharePoint administration. If you have any concerns, anything that you want me to help you with, feel free to let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything in future. Okay, please share and subscribe. Have a great day ahead. Bye. Take care.